FPL is almost back and they have begun by giving us some big announcements for changes to the game that will change the way that we play FPL for 25-26. So in today's video, we're going to dive in. We're going to take a quick look at what those changes are, what I think it means for you going forward, and when will they finally decide to announce they are launching the new game. What is up, everyone? FPL Harry here. Before we dive in, 2,000 likes is the aim, and subscribe if you are new around here. An extra big subscribe and like for welcoming back the new season, the first video for FPL 25-26. The game is not out just yet. We're going to be talking about some big changes to the game. We're going to be talking about when I think the game is going to go live as well. All of that in this. It is good to be back. I had to record my intro a few times because it's been a fair few months since I recorded it last, or a couple of months. So good to get it out. Apologies if there's more stumbles and stuff in this video. It takes a little bit of time to get used to. But before we dive in and talk about all of that good stuff, I need to say a few announcements. Thank you all for all your incredibly kind messages, whether it's on YouTube, whether it's on Twitter, whether it's on Instagram. Last weekend, I did get married. A couple of photos for you up on screen now. It was just, everyone tells you that it will be the best day of your life and you think, oh, it'll be great. No, but it really was the best day of my life. We have a joke in our family that I said when I watched Chelsea win the Champions League final in Porto, that was the best day of my life. But it was fair to say this just goes so far above and beyond anything that I'd ever experienced before. It was just the best day. So thank you all so much for all your incredibly kind messages. Yeah, just feel like absolutely on top of cloud nine. Start thinking about FPL a little bit, but my focus has definitely been elsewhere, which has kept me busy during the off season. That is absolutely fair to say. And yes, we did have a wedding when there was no football on, and that was partly planned. Then a few of you asking as well, I am on my honeymoon now, and I am on it for the next couple of weeks. I'm having the best time. We're traveling around. We did a little bit of traveling in England before we've gone on holiday. We are now sort of doing a little bit of time in America before doing a few more destinations as well. So that sort of leads people into asking what the plan is with the content. You've got a few photos there, but so just so that you're aware, there is planned that we will get a little bit of content over the next couple of weeks while I'm away. Sorry, I'm just trying to, there we go, find the tab that I need. There will be a few videos during July once FPL launches. This will probably be the only video until it launches, but I am expecting that to come in the next few days, probably. Then there'll be a little bit. I'm not planning on doing loads, as I think a lot of you have told me I shouldn't be doing anything. There will be a little bit just because I've got time. It's not the most like, we're not doing loads while we're away. It's a lot of time of relaxation and stuff like that, which I'm good with to a point, but also need a little bit of something to keep me going. And if I see everyone else playing FPL and doing stuff, it will give me FOMO. So I will be producing a few videos just to sort of tide us over, a few drafts, talking about top tips and that sort of stuff during July. But it will be a lot less than I would normally do when I'm home. But once we get back in August, there'll be a video every single day to make sure I've covered absolutely everything and more to get you ready for game week 1. So I hope you all understand. I'm sure you will. Lots of nice comments saying just to go and enjoy yourself. You only get one honeymoon. And I absolutely, the overarching message is I will be doing nothing for FPL that takes any sort of bearing or any focus away from my amazing new wife and my honeymoon that I am on as well now. So just a little bit of disclaimer, when you see maybe more videos come in elsewhere on YouTube that maybe I'm not putting out as much, this is why. We'll have updates and stuff all throughout July of how it's going and videos and pictures and stuff like that. But that is why there will be there will be less videos from me in July. But once we get to August, 2 weeks of solid getting ready for you for the start of the season. And part of that might actually be a benefit once we've got more signings. Brian and Burmo just been announced today. Once we've got a better understanding of who's going to be playing and starting for their teams as well. But thank you all for your incredibly kind messages. There will be a few videos, but it will just be a little bit less, or quite a lot less than normal. So let's dive in and talk about those updates and changes that they have given us. The first one is that we are going to get double the amount of chips that we are used to. We are getting first half and second half of the season chips in FPL for 25-26. So from game week 1 to game week 19, you will have the ability to not only use the wildcard, but to also use the triple captain, the bench boost, and the free hit. And then from game week 20 to game week 38, you will get those same 4 chips again with the wildcard, the bench boost, the free hit, and the triple captain. So just like we are used to with the wildcard getting it for the first half of the season and then the second half of the season, you now get all of the chips for the first half and the second half. Again, just like with the wildcard, you will not be able to stack the chips. So if you don't use it in the first half of the season, you will not get to carry it over. And the other big noticeable thing is that there will be no assistant manager chip in FPL for this year. The assistant manager is gone, but it has been replaced by effectively having more chips, but we have to use them in the first half of the season. So what do I really think that this means for us in the game? The second half of the season, things will play out very similar to what we're used to. All of the chips will be planned to play around the double game weeks, the blank game weeks that we get. The majority of those all fall in the second half of the season. But in the first half of the season, we'll then be forced to try and find ways to play these chips, playing them in a single game week. Maybe last year we had a weather postponement in December, I think it was, so we could use the free hit there. But we will be looking at a bench boost game week 1. Potentially we'll be looking at the best opportunities to play the triple captain in the first half of the season, and the free hit, of course, in the first half of the season when there are likely to be less doubles, forcing us to play our chips in single game weeks, which we're not that used to. We will do videos where we discuss in detail specifically what these game weeks are going to be, when the best opportunities for triple captain bench boosts are. We're not going to do that in this video. It's just to highlight that is the new state of the game. First half of the season chips, second half of the season chips, and no assistant manager at all. And then the next big change is that we are getting a points awarded to players for defensive action. So that includes blocks, tackles, interceptions, and clearances for defenders. And then midfielders and forwards also get a boost for ball recoveries as well. Again, there is a full article on the website, just like there is on the new chips, that explains exactly what these are. I don't think we really need to go into too much detail exactly what will be a ball recovery, a clearance, etc. Pretty sure we'll learn, like as we do with assists, there are some that we might not fully agree with, but players are going to be rewarded for these. Defenders will need to make 10 of them to get an additional 2 points, and midfielders and forwards will need to make 12 of them, including the additional ball recoveries that they get, to get the additional 2 points. Now, it is capped at a maximum of 2 points. So if a player makes 20, a defender makes 20, for example, or an attacker makes 25, for example, you aren't going to get 4 points. It is capped at 2. So I actually quite like this as a change to the game, because what we don't love in changes to the game are things that increase variance, increase things that swing a lot and make big differences to specific game weeks. This is not going to make big differences to specific game weeks. It's going to just boost some of the players that we're not naturally picking in the game over a long period over the course of the season. So if you look at the right-hand side, some of the players that have had the biggest boost to their points over the past season, so this was last year's data, James Tarkowski, probably too expensive. He's a centre-back. Moises Caicedo. You've all got a lot of centre-backs and a lot of defensive midfielders who we don't naturally pick in our team are going to get a bit of a points boost. It's not going to be anything drastic, but it will definitely be more to consider us using them. I think going in defenders, it will make us more inclined to pick centre-back sometimes over a fullback. We naturally just pick a fullback in our FPL teams because of their attacking threat. But if they're only getting one attacking return every 5 games and a centre-back's going to get maybe an additional 2 points every 2 or 3 games, that is something worth considering. In terms of midfielders and forwards, I don't think it's as worthwhile. I think the only time it might look to impact it is maybe our 5th midfielder. If you're looking to pick a 5th midfielder who's really hit and miss, his minutes are not reliable, or you could pick someone at the same price like a Moises Caicedo who's going to get you 3, 4, 5 points every game week or so because of the amount he's doing from defensive work, it might change our sort of 5th midfielder is sort of my thinking. I don't think it's a wholesale change that either of these are going to change the sort of way that we play FPL. I do think it's just a good way to try and increase the amount of players we are able to pick in our teams this season. Now, if you are interested in it, Fantasy Football Scout have already got some of this defensive contribution data on their website, and they're already offering 47% off for the new season as well. I've linked some of it in the description if you want to go and sign up. Go and do that now while the big discount does last. Of course, you can start to look at defensive contributions, but you can also look at everything as the FPL game is surely about to launch as well. So those are the 2 big changes. We've got defensive contribution additions. So sort of centre-backs and defensive midfielders will get a bit of a boost for every 10 for defenders, but also every 12 for midfielders and forwards in terms of tackles, ball recoveries, interceptions, and all that good stuff as well. We're also getting double chips, no assistant manager, but triple captain, bench boost, free hit, and wildcard. We will get all of those from game weeks 1 to game week 19, and also we'll get them again in game week 20 to game week 38, just like we are used to with the wildcard in previous seasons. All that's left to do is wait for the official game to launch. My prediction is it will be over the next few days. I think we might either get price predictions over the weekend and a Monday launch, or we'll get price predictions on Monday, Tuesday before a Wednesday launch. It is the latest we have had the game launch. And as someone who's on holiday, I don't mind it too much. If they want to take their time, that is absolutely fine. But I can understand a lot of you are ready for the game. Absolutely. So as I said at the beginning, once the game launches, I'll probably do a first draft and we'll do a couple of videos while I'm away during July on my honeymoon. But generally, there'll be a little bit of relaxation for me. Not as many videos as I'd be usually putting out. But once we get to August, we get a better understanding of players and stuff like that. And I'm back. We'll be doing a video every single day. So if that's of interest, make sure you're subscribed. Welcome back for FPL for a new season. Thank you all for your support. 2,000 likes is the aim. Subscribe if you're new around here. And I'll be back again very soon.